What if the vitamins you trust most are the very things destroying your body from the inside out? Right now, over 87% of seniors are taking daily supplements. But according to shocking new data, at least 4 of those vitamins have been linked to nerve damage, organ stress, heart failure, and brain shrinkage. One study from neurology found that a commonly used B vitamin increased brain atrophy in older adults by over 500%. Another large review in JAMA revealed that one popular antioxidant increased death risk by 17%. And yet, millions still take it every morning. Why? Because no one's telling them the truth. 99% of seniors don't know the vitamin they're swallowing to stay healthy might be weakening their bones, fogging their memory, or raising their blood pressure every single day. And the number one bad vitamin we reveal in this video could increase your stroke risk by a terrifying 86%. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 vitamins you must avoid and the 4 that could transform your health, based on real peer-reviewed science. And trust me, vitamin number 1 could literally save your independence. Before we dive in, let me ask you 2 critical questions. What daily supplement do you rely on most? And have you ever questioned if it might be doing more harm than good? Drop your answers in the comments. We're reading and replying to every single one with personalized tips and advice just for you. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with the 4 dangerous vitamins. Number 4. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for vision and immune support. But here's the problem. Most seniors are not getting it from natural sources like liver or sweet potatoes. They're taking it in its synthetic form, which is called retinol palmitate. This version is what appears in many multivitamins and fortified foods. It sounds safe, but it's not. When taken in excess, which is common in people over 60 who combine multiple supplements, this synthetic form builds up in fat tissue and the liver. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that high doses of synthetic vitamin A increased the risk of hip fractures by 86% in older adults, which is terrifying because hip fractures in seniors are associated with a 30% increase in mortality within the first year. The reason is that too much vitamin A speeds up bone resorption, which is the process where old bone is broken down faster than new bone is formed. It doesn't stop there. Excess vitamin A also causes dry, thinning skin, blurred vision, nausea, and even hair loss, all symptoms commonly misattributed to aging. The worst part? It's not easy to feel the damage early. It builds up quietly. If you're taking a multivitamin and cod liver oil, you're likely getting far more than the safe upper limit, which is 3,000 micrograms per day for adults. Many seniors cross this threshold without even realizing it. If you're currently taking synthetic vitamin A, check the label for retinol palmitate or retinol acetate. The best move? Replace it with food-based sources like carrots, spinach, and kale, which contain beta-carotene, a form of vitamin A that your body converts as needed, which means you can't overdose on it. Or switch to a multivitamin that uses beta-carotene instead of the synthetic form. That one change could drastically lower your fracture risk and help protect your liver, skin, and joints over time. Number 3. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is known for its role in nerve function and red blood cell production, which is why it's often marketed as essential for brain health and energy. But here's what most people over 60 never hear. Too much vitamin B6 can do the exact opposite of what it promises, especially in its synthetic form, which is called pyridoxine hydrochloride. High doses can slowly damage your nervous system instead of protecting it. A comprehensive study published in Neurology tracked more than 200 older adults who took B6 supplements daily over a 2-year period. Those who exceeded 100 milligrams per day, an amount still found in many high-potency B-complex supplements, began developing symptoms like numbness in the hands and feet, trouble walking, and burning pain in the legs. These symptoms were not from aging or arthritis. They were from nerve toxicity, which is a known side effect of excessive B6. Your body only needs around 1.7 milligrams of B6 per day after age 60. Yet many seniors take more than 50 times that amount without knowing it, especially if they combine B complex, multivitamins, and energy drinks or bars that are fortified. The danger is that B6 is a water-soluble vitamin, which sounds harmless because the excess is supposed to be excreted in urine. But unlike others, B6 builds up in nerve tissue. Once the damage begins, it can take months or even years to reverse, if at all. If you've been struggling with tingling hands, burning feet, or unexplained balance issues, and you're taking a B-complex supplement, this may be the silent offender. Switch to food-based sources and avoid any label that lists pyridoxine hydrochloride above 10 milligrams unless your doctor specifically prescribed it. And if you do need a supplement, look for the bioactive form, which is pyridoxal 5-phosphate, and stay under the safe limit. This simple change could protect your nerves and help restore proper circulation and sensation in your extremities. Number 2. Iron supplements. Iron supplements for seniors represent one of the most dangerous misconceptions in modern nutrition. After 60, your body's iron requirements actually decrease, yet many people continue supplementing based on outdated advice. This creates a perfect storm for iron overload, which is a condition that accelerates aging and increases disease risk dramatically. The Framingham Heart Study revealed that seniors with high iron stores had a 2.4 times higher risk of heart disease. Iron acts as a catalyst for oxidation in your body, essentially causing your cells to rust from the inside out. Unlike younger adults who lose iron through menstruation or growth, seniors accumulate iron continuously, and supplements can push levels into the danger zone rapidly. Your liver bears the brunt of iron excess, leading to a condition called hemochromatosis. This causes fatigue, joint pain, and skin discoloration that often gets misdiagnosed as normal aging. The pancreas also suffers, with iron overload increasing diabetes risk by 80%, according to research from the European Journal of Endocrinology. The insidious nature of iron overload makes it particularly dangerous. Symptoms like chronic fatigue, arthritis like joint pain, and mood changes develop so gradually that most people never connect them to their iron pills. By the time serious symptoms appear, organ damage may already be irreversible. Unless you have diagnosed iron deficiency anemia confirmed by blood tests, avoid iron supplements entirely after 60. If you need iron, get it from food sources like lean meats, beans, and fortified cereals. Combine iron-rich foods with vitamin C sources like citrus fruits to enhance absorption naturally. Drinking tea or coffee with meals reduces iron absorption by up to 60%, which can help prevent excess accumulation. If you're currently taking iron supplements without medical supervision, get your ferritin levels tested immediately. Number 1. Calcium supplements. Here's the shocker that the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. High-dose calcium supplements, which millions of seniors take religiously for bone health, may be doing more harm than good. The British Medical Journal published a meta-analysis of 15 studies involving 80,000 people that found calcium supplements increased heart attack risk by 31%. The mechanism is frightening in its simplicity. When you take a calcium pill, it creates a sudden spike in blood calcium levels. This surge doesn't go to your bones as intended. Instead, it deposits in your arteries, accelerating atherosclerosis and literally hardening your blood vessels. Researchers call this the calcium paradox, where supplements meant to strengthen bones actually weaken your cardiovascular system. The Women's Health Initiative study followed 36,000 women for 7 years and discovered that calcium supplements didn't even prevent fractures as promised. Worse, they increased kidney stone risk by 17% and stroke risk by 20%. These findings have forced medical professionals to completely rethink calcium supplementation guidelines for seniors. Your body can only absorb about 500 milligrams of calcium at once, yet many supplements contain 1,000 milligrams or more per dose. This excess calcium circulates in your bloodstream like microscopic concrete, settling in soft tissues where it causes inflammation and dysfunction. The kidneys struggle to filter this excess, leading to stone formation and reduced kidney function over time. The solution isn't avoiding calcium entirely, but getting it from food throughout the day. A cup of yogurt provides 415 milligrams, a glass of milk adds 300 milligrams, and a serving of collard greens contributes 268 milligrams. This steady, natural intake allows proper absorption without dangerous spikes. If you must supplement, limit doses to 500 milligrams or less, taken with meals, and never exceed 1,000 milligrams total from supplements daily. Always pair calcium with vitamin D and magnesium for proper utilization. Now that you've seen the four most dangerous vitamins silently undermining your health, it's time to flip the script. These next four vitamins aren't just safe, they're scientifically proven to restore strength, sharpen memory, and even extend your life. Number 4. Magnesium. If there's one mineral that quietly influences nearly every system in your body, yet goes missing in almost every senior's daily routine, it's magnesium. Specifically, we're talking about highly absorbable forms like magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate. Magnesium is not a flashy nutrient, but it plays a central role in over 300 enzyme systems that regulate everything from muscle contraction and nerve transmission to heart rhythm and blood sugar control. And yet, over 70% of people over 60 are deficient without even realizing it. A pivotal study published in Magnesium Research followed 1,452 seniors for 5 years and found that those with the lowest magnesium intake had a 34% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a 22% higher risk of hypertension, and significantly poorer sleep quality. Another study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine showed that supplementing with 500 milligrams of magnesium glycinate improved sleep onset, quality, and duration in adults over 60, while also reducing nighttime cortisol spikes that cause early waking and anxiety. Inside your body, magnesium acts like a conductor in an orchestra. It coordinates the rhythm of your heartbeat, the relaxation of your muscles, and the calm firing of your neurons. When levels are low, muscles cramp, sleep becomes shallow, the heart flutters irregularly, and stress feels magnified. It's also required to activate vitamin D, which means that without enough magnesium, your body can't even use the D3 you're taking. Many people try magnesium oxide because it's cheap, but it's poorly absorbed and often causes diarrhea. What you want instead is magnesium glycinate, which is bound to the amino acid glycine, a compound that also supports calmness and sleep, or magnesium malate, which helps with muscle energy and pain, especially in people dealing with fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue. If you're struggling with muscle twitches, heart palpitations, insomnia, anxiety, or sugar cravings, magnesium could be the root fix. Start with 200 to 400 milligrams per night, taken after dinner. It works best when taken with food and away from calcium supplements. And always choose a high-quality chelated form, not the cheap oxide or carbonate versions that do nothing but upset your stomach. Over time, restoring magnesium levels can feel like you've had your nervous system reset. You may sleep deeper, think clearer, and move easier, all because your body finally has the mineral it's been quietly begging for. Number 3. Vitamin K2. If you've ever taken calcium for your bones or vitamin D for your immunity, but still ended up with stiff joints, calcified arteries, or dull energy, you might be missing the missing link, vitamin K2. And not just any kind. We're talking about menaquinone 7, which is the most bioavailable and longest-lasting form. While vitamin K1 helps your blood clot, vitamin K2 has a completely different job. It tells calcium where to go. Without enough of it, calcium builds up in the wrong places, like your arteries, while your bones stay brittle. A groundbreaking study in thrombosis and hemostasis followed 244 postmenopausal women who took vitamin K2 daily for 3 years. The result? A 50% reduction in bone loss compared to those who didn't take it. But what's even more shocking is what it did for the heart. Another study from the Rotterdam Heart Study, which followed over 4,800 people aged 55 and older for 10 years, found that those with the highest K2 intake had a 52% lower risk of artery calcification and a 57% lower risk of dying from heart disease. These numbers are not small. They are life-changing. Here's what's happening inside your body. When you consume calcium or take vitamin D, your body increases calcium absorption into the blood. But without vitamin K2, that calcium doesn't always make it to your bones. Instead, it can get deposited in soft tissues like your arteries, joints, and kidneys. Over time, that hardens your arteries, raises blood pressure, and increases your risk of stroke. K2 activates two proteins, osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein, which direct calcium into bones and away from arteries. Without enough K2, these proteins stay inactive, and your body ends up storing calcium like clutter in all the wrong rooms. You won't find K2 in many foods unless you're eating natto, which is a fermented soybean dish popular in Japan. Most Western diets are almost completely deficient. That's why a supplement becomes necessary, especially after 60, when calcium regulation becomes more delicate and bone density begins to decline rapidly. To get the best absorption, look for a supplement that says MK7 on the label, ideally paired with D3 and taken with a fatty meal. Unlike other forms, MK7 stays active in the blood for up to 72 hours, giving your body more time to use it. If you're already taking calcium or vitamin D, not adding K2 is like building a house without a blueprint. You may end up reinforcing the wrong walls. Number 2. Omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, are the building blocks of your brain and the natural fire extinguishers for the chronic inflammation that drives aging. And yet, most older adults are dangerously deficient. A groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people over 65 with the highest blood levels of EPA and DHA had a 35% lower risk of heart disease, a 20% lower risk of Alzheimer's, and even lived an average of 4.7 years longer than those with low levels. That's the difference between independence and decline, between being active and being bedbound. EPA helps reduce systemic inflammation, which is the slow-burning fuel behind heart disease, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers. DHA, on the other hand, is what your brain uses to maintain the fluidity of its membranes, allowing neurons to communicate properly. Low DHA is directly linked to faster cognitive decline, memory loss, and even depression in seniors. But here's the catch. You can't get meaningful amounts of EPA and DHA from flaxseed or walnuts. Those only contain ALA, which your body must convert to EPA and DHA at a rate of less than 5%. That means you need to get it directly from fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, or from a high-quality fish oil or algae oil supplement. If you've been feeling stiff in the joints, forgetful, emotionally flat, or struggling with high triglycerides or blood pressure, you may be running on empty when it comes to omega-3s. The solution is simple but powerful. Take 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per day of combined EPA and DHA, ideally with a meal that contains fat. Look for brands that are molecularly distilled for purity and tested for mercury and oxidation. If you're plant-based, go for an algae-based DHA and EPA combo that matches those levels. Over the course of a few months, the results can be striking. Inflammation eases, memory sharpens, mood lifts, blood pressure stabilizes, and in some cases, even eye dryness improves. Omega-3s don't just support health, they rebuild the foundation of it. And for seniors looking to reclaim strength, clarity, and energy, this is the one vitamin you simply cannot afford to skip. Number 1. Vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 stands alone as the most critical supplement for anyone over 60. This hormone-like vitamin influences over 1,000 genes in your body, affecting everything from immune function to mood regulation. Yet 75% of seniors are deficient, setting the stage for accelerated aging and increase disease risk across every body system. The Vitamin D Council's research shows that optimal levels between 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliters reduce all-cause mortality by 31%. Cancer risk drops by 35%, autoimmune disease by 40%, and depression by 45%. These aren't minor improvements, but life-changing differences that explain why some seniors thrive, while others decline rapidly. Your skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight decreases by 75% after age 60. Combined with reduced outdoor activity and sunscreen use, this creates a perfect storm of deficiency. Even in sunny climates, seniors often have dangerously low levels because aging skin simply can't manufacture enough vitamin D regardless of sun exposure. Supplementation requires a personalized approach based on blood levels. Most seniors need 4,000 to 6,000 international units daily to reach optimal levels, far above the outdated RDA of 800 international units. Vitamin D3 is superior to D2, with 87% better bioavailability. Take it with your fattiest meal since vitamin D is fat-soluble and requires dietary fat for absorption. The transformation from optimal vitamin D levels affects every aspect of health. Muscle strength improves by 19%, reducing fall risk significantly. Immune function strengthens dramatically, with 42% fewer respiratory infections reported in supplementation studies. Bone density increases while fracture risk plummets. Even cognitive function improves, with optimal D3 levels associated with 53% lower dementia risk. Test your levels every 3 months initially, then every 6 months once optimized. Combine D3 with K2 and magnesium for maximum benefit and safety. So now you've just uncovered what 99% of seniors will never hear from their doctor: the hidden dangers inside your daily supplements, and the 4 powerhouse vitamins that can rebuild your body from the inside out. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you been taking any of the bad ones? And which good one are you going to start today? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.